The Cortices technique only takes about 1 minute to do. It is completely safe, it is completely non-invasive. And we suggest that you do it on a regular basis. Because if you do it just once, you'll see some changes, for sure. There will be sometimes minor, sometimes major changes. But the key about the Cortices technique is the accumulative effect. In other words, if you do it on a daily basis, regularly, then what happens is, little bit by little bit, you instigate a progressive repair of the brain and a systematic rewiring of the brain. So that over a month, 2 months, 3 months, you'll see this gradual, constant improvement. And then you'll get to a stage where by doing it, you'll be able to maintain that much greater state of health. It will affect every aspect of your health, not only in yourself, but in your family and friends, because you should be doing the techniques on them or training them how to do it. So at this stage, the International BodyTalk Association has authorized all its members to teach any member of the public this particular technique. And that's what this particular video is about, because I'm going to show you the technique right now. Simply what we're having to do is form a bridge between the two hemispheres, and we need an electrical field to do it, and our hands are an electrical field. That, when we put our two hands together, there is a north pole and a south pole, and we set up an electromagnetic field between the two. The same as when we have the two hemispheres not communicating well. If we form a bridge between the two hemispheres, and then we instigate a change in that bridge with what we call a standing wave. Now, a standing wave is simply a particular form of wave. It can be called a standing wave, a soliton, or in geography it's called a tsunami. That standing wave is created by a tapping process. And if we form a bridge and tap the brain and then tap the sternum, which activates the heart brain, and you may or may not know, but the heart itself is a very, very important set of neurons that also has electromagnetic frequencies and plays a major role in the stabilization of the brain. So what we're going to do is simply systematically cover the whole brain, which means the whole head, and bridge all the two hemispheres. And the way we start is we start at the back. And simply by putting our hand, our back hand, the back of the head, the thumb is on the actual neck, the rest of the hand is on the skull. And it's in the midline there. This is causing a bridge. And then we're just going to simply tap the head for a few seconds, like so, making sure that we're tapping with fingers either side of the midline. That's important. We don't just tap on one side or the other, we spread our fingers. And then we're going to tap the chest, just for a few seconds like that. We do that a couple of times. Now we're going to move our hand up the head to the next position so that we're systematically covering everything. And again, in that position, we're going to tap and we're going to tap. Then we're going to move forward again. So we're gradually covering the whole center line, and we're going to tap and tap. Or we can tap back here if we want. And we're going to tap. And then finally we're going to do the front section. And we're going to tap. And we're going to tap. A couple of times like this. Now what we've done is the two major cortexes, we've balanced those two sections there. But what we haven't covered is the side bits. So now we have to put our hands on either side. The problem comes now that we have to tap. But we can set up the circuitry, and by setting up the circuitry and establishing the circuitry, we can temporarily now let go, and we can tap, and put our hand back. Then we can tap, and we can tap, and put our hand back. Hold that just for a few seconds and let go. Now, what we've done now is we have started the process of re-establishing the circuitry in the brain and correcting that left-right imbalance. If we do this on a regular basis, as I said, daily, or if we're under a lot of stress, if you're having a really bad day, you can do it several times a day. Because what will happen is, if you teach this to your children, they'll find that if they go to school and they're under stress, or they're going to do an exam, or you're going to do a sports performance or something like that, they can simply do their cortices, and it will immediately settle them down, de-stress them and have them thinking clearly. We have many situations of children in schools where the teacher has taught the class how to do the technique, and the kids all do it before they start the class. Within a week or so, the kids are reminding the teacher to make sure they do it, because they notice such a difference. And the teachers are noticing a huge difference in the behavior of the students and in their learning curve. So it is very important. And we invite you to do that technique on a regular basis. Just do it every day. Get into the habit. Brush your teeth, do your cortices. Or wake up, do your cortices, get out of bed. But get into the habit. And if you can get in the habit of doing it, it will make a difference. And if you want to find out more, please come to our website, BodyTalkSystem.com. Thank you.